What's up, guys? I am back. Austin Devine here with my next video here on the Walking Divine YouTube channel. It was great giving you guys a recap on the New York City Marathon race day experience and everything in between. Very, very encouraging memory. I wanted to do this video to share about 3 pretty major mishaps that happened to me during the New York City Marathon. Now, these weren't things that in any way ruined my experience at all, but 3 mishaps that maybe could have been avoided in some ways, but at the same time, they happened. And you know what? Honestly, none of these are very discouraging, but they honestly made my race experience very, very memorable. Okay, so let's just hop right in. Number one, first mishap. During mile 1, what I found out was this. I believe I loaded my half tights, my shorts, down too much with too much in my pockets, because halfway through mile 1, maybe even 1/3 of the way through mile 1, my pants started falling. I had 8 gels in my back pockets. I also had my phone on my hip, and I also had another gel in a front pocket, and I had some electrolyte tabs in my front pocket as well. And I cinched up the drawstring as tight as I could on the half tights, and it did not work very well. So my pants started falling. So for the first 2 miles, I was basically running and holding my pants up. So honestly, it was a little annoying, but I will say the vibes of the race totally overhauled any annoyance I had. The only thing I was thinking was, I can't do this for 26.2 miles. I need to figure out a solution. And we did figure out a solution. We stopped off after 2 miles. I took a bunch of gels out, handed it to my guides. One of my other guides, Livia, she told me she would hold my phone for me because my phone was probably the heaviest thing. And then I cinched up my pants really tight, ran on. And honestly, it was still a little bit of a problem at other portions of the race, but it wasn't as much as of a problem. So pants started falling during mile 1. How to take care of that. That was the first mishap. Secondly, for those who have run marathons, things get crazy at the aid stations. The water stations where you get water and Gatorade. Number 1, there are cups on the ground everywhere because people drink their water and they just drop the cup on the ground. There are people there cleaning it up. The other thing people do is they take their goo gels during these aid stations and they'll throw the wrappers on the ground. When you do that, any remnants of goo or gel that's inside the tube gets, squirted all over the ground, and the ground gets super duper sticky. So I remember, I think it was maybe mile 15 or 16 or 17. We go through an aid station and we slow down. I'm taking a gel and I have a handheld water bottle. And I take this gel and I go to adjust my handheld water bottle, and I feel something attached to my water bottle, and I kind of flick it off. What it ended up being was a bee or a wasp. And that thing came back at me with a vengeance and stung me right in my finger, right here, like full on sting. And I kind of stopped for a second. I'm like, yo, what? And my guide was like, oh my goodness, there's a wasp around us. And one of my guides were just like, dude, run. And so we just ran, and honestly, I could feel like the bee or the wasp kind of like hitting me in the back a little bit. But we ran off and everything was fine. But then my finger kind of swelled up, and it was like a burning sensation at the spot of the sting. Again, did not ruin my race experience at all, not even in the slightest. I will never forget it though. It's honestly a great memory, but it did startle me a bit. I was like, what the heck just happened? They were probably attracted to all the sweet goo that's all over the floor, and probably there was some goo on my handheld water bottle, and they were attracted to that. And whatever it was, what an experience. I don't know if I've heard of somebody getting stung by a wasp or a bee while they're running a marathon. Number 3, the third mishap that happened during the New York City Marathon. As I ran, my feet got heavier and heavier. At some points, you're not picking your feet up as high as you were in the beginning of the race. And I was going over this kind of this grate. I guess it's maybe like a drainage grate or something. And I didn't pick my foot up high enough. And I took a tumble, fell on the floor. And no, I didn't get hurt at all, like not even a little bit. I fell on the ground, popped right back up, kept on running. But, you know, it did startle me a little bit. It was a little bit scary for a split second. But once I saw that there was nothing at all wrong, no injury, not even a hesitation of getting back up, I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm going to keep going. And it's another thing that I'll never forget. Did not alter my experience at all, honestly. It put a little seasoning on it and made it even better. And so, obviously, I'd like to avoid the falls in the future, but it is something that happened, and it is something that yeah, I had to address. But those are 3 mishaps that I had during the New York City Marathon. Nothing too crazy. Great experience, though. I would do it over and over again a ton of times. I recommend anybody to get out there and run the New York City Marathon. Super encouraging, super inspiring, and what an uplifting time to be out running these days. Guys, thank you for checking me out. Thank you for checking out the video. Tune in for the next one. I'll see you guys very soon.